Disappointed.
So
I wanted to meet her.
story.
We love to travel and talk about all the places that we might would live when we go somewhere. And this is not one of them. So.
It's a travel day, which means everything goes wrong. We had check engine light come on. We're about 80 miles from the nearest town. I bought a code reader. It wasn't a very serious problem, so it just added like 2 hours of stress today right after a hard drive through Yosemite. Now we're in the middle of the desert. And yeah, I'm just waiting for the buzzards to start circling.
We powered through and we made it today. We did not plan on it, but we went ahead and made it all the way to Bryce Canyon, which is super cool. And our RV site for the week was already available. So we get to basically come a day early and just relax tomorrow instead of having 2 travel days in a row. Maggie is thrilled. She's so thrilled.
We had a long day of driving yesterday, but we made it. It was worth it to be here so we don't have to travel today, and we're going to make up for that by going for a run.
It's gonna reset us a little bit. Last night was kind of a hard night. We didn't set up, so we weren't really leveled out, and I think that might have like messed with our heads as we were sleeping.
We got here so late and it was super dark, so we basically just like pulled into our spot and parked and got in the trailer to go to bed.
But right now we're going for a run.
Let's do it. Today was sort of a found day because we made it all the way here to Bryce in one day. We kind of just got to relax a little bit. We got to do a lot of work on the podcast and our YouTube videos, which was needed. Another reason that we did that was it is monsoon season here in Utah, which means that every afternoon thunderstorms and rain showers roll through. So we thought we were coming to the desert and we're gonna have to battle sand. Instead, we're battling wind and rain.
Yeah, that's a hard life right there. That's a tough one. Jamin asked me to get dressed up, so I put on some boots. That's all. But I put on some boots and I put on some lip gloss, and he wants to take me out on the town.
So we're really looking to meet this Ruby person because her name is on literally everything here. I'm going to get the buffet because we're at the Cowboy Steakhouse and Buffet. So, get the buffet. is Ruby. Real name is Reuben. Seems a little dishonest there. Reuben and his wife Minnie established a ranch here just outside of Bryce in the early 1900s, and they started inviting their friends because Bryce Canyon was so beautiful, and they opened a place for people to stay and camp that eventually grew into Ruby's Inn and all the other Ruby things that are now around Bryce Canyon City. Ruby's a dude.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
So
I wanted to
that's
meet
the
her.
backstory.
We made it into the park and we are going to take a hike. We're at Sunrise Point a little after sunrise, but we don't really care because it's 7:30 and we're about to hike.
After being in a lot of national parks so far, a lot of the big ones, it takes forever to drive to a trailhead, especially if you're staying outside the park. But our RV park is only about 5 miles outside of Bryce, and Bryce is a really small national park. So it literally took us about 15 minutes to get to the trailhead.
The other thing that I noticed on the maps, which is kind of neat about Bryce Canyon National Park, is that it's just the canyon itself that's the park.
There's a shuttle service here that'll take you from the city into the park, and it's a free service, which is really great, but it runs from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you're wanting to be here for sunrise or be here a little bit early to start a hike like we are, you really kind of have to drive yourself. So just something to know.
Last night, right before we went to bed, we decided on this trail, Queen's Garden. And, interesting note about the Queen. I had a dream about her last night. I was gonna be in her Jubilee parade. I was gonna be riding a horse. Tommy and Eric that I used to work with, they were gonna be hauling the horses in. I didn't know what I was supposed to be wearing. I didn't have any directions at all. The royal family, they probably have a lot of people planning this and there's probably a lot of details I should already know about. Have I really been invited? Yeah, I basically kind of crashed the party. The Queen was there. I was a little panicky. I don't know even know how it ended. Behind me and everywhere, you can see all of these cylinders, these kind of like structures that go up really steep and tall, and they're called hoodoos. I don't know why, but they are. And so if you're ever referencing Bryce Canyon or someone like tells you they've just been, be like, oh, aren't the hoodoos there so cool?
This portion of the Navajo Loop is called Wall Street because of the skyscraper hoodoos that are here. So let's check it out.
really good trail. I would definitely recommend it. The end, you're gonna have to come back up, so there's some switchbacks and it's a little steep, but totally worth it. It's really cool. You guys, vault toilets is my least favorite thing about national parks. They're the worst. They don't flush. It's just all sitting down there, and I'm always scared like I'm gonna fall in, or that my cell phone will fall in, which is even worse.
Bryce Canyon, we did some hiking around this morning, and now we're coming to the different viewpoints. There's a lot of viewpoints on the main road that kind of runs up and down the canyon. They're really easy to park at. They have nice facilities, and you can kind of just walk up easily and see the views from a lot of different places.
We really like how small this park is.
It's nice.
Because we've spent so much of our time in vehicles. It's kind of refreshing to be able to like bounce around really quickly and like, I mean, we're not gonna have to spend our whole day here. We get to kind of go back and rest up a little bit.
We just came from Yosemite before here, and that meant like after a hike, you had a 2.5 hour drive back to the campsite. I mean, it was really cool, and it's a huge park, so you kind of know that going in, but it's refreshing to get another point like this.
We got to sit outside and light a fire, which out here in the more desert areas, I honestly didn't think we'd be able to do wood burning fires, but it's monsoon season, so we can. And we also like had great luck because it rained all afternoon, but then now it's wonderful. It's been lovely.
We are hiking the Fairyland Loop here at Bryce Canyon National Park. It's about an 8-mile loop. It should take us somewhere around 4 hours. Here in Bryce Canyon are these trees that kind of look like they're up on their tiptoes. That's due to the canyon's continued erosion.
You guys, if you see trash, pick it up. Not cool for whoever did that. But like, so frustrating. I don't get it. So Bryce Canyon was great. It was monsoon season, so tune into the podcast to see whether or not, how that affects your day.
Yeah, it made it a different stay than what we thought we were going to get into, changed a few things, so tune in to find out what those were.
And tune into the next episode to hear about Zion.
We are going to do Angel's Landing, and I'm going to try to talk Hilarie into doing the Narrows during monsoon season.
Somebody just died doing that, but they died in the afternoon, and that's when flash floods happen. Life is short, guys.
Wonder well.